What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 9 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Apologies for not uploading yesterday. I feel like the beginning of the month is always just like a really rough time, and I get like really frustrated. I don't know, I feel like I never do really well, and it always just, it's hard. And I was playing a bunch of games yesterday, and I was really feeling frustrated and defeated, and I was playing just like really badly. Particularly, I literally just had such an embarrassing game, and it was on Moxie Boosted's Twitch. I like saw the name and I recognized him, and after I got my butt kicked, I literally like went to the stream like wanting to apologize. But this morning felt a lot better. I started playing Yuki's team again, which we featured a while ago, and it honestly it made a huge difference. I had some incredible games, like a lot of nail biters that were really close and interesting. I had a game where I got all four knockouts with a Moongus, which like was super cool. I maxed Incineroar. It was a lot of really fun stuff that I wish I had recorded, but that's fine. We're here with a new team. We're back in Master Ball, and hopefully we can do some cool stuff. So this is a team built by Alex Underhill, also known as Lexicon, and it made it all the way to the top 8 in the North American qualifier for Players Cup 2. And I really wanted to use this team because I I really like Regigigas, and I just really wanted to play with it. I remember before Series 8, I didn't really like it, and then I used it on my Players Cup team alongside Calyrex, and it was really cool. And I saw James Beck's video where he went against one with body press, and that made me really excited for it. So saw this team. It has the standard Weezing Gigas on it. Was really excited for that. It also has Choice Bander Shifu with U-turn, which I think is really cool. A Regigigas for some fast control, Rotom Heat, which does a lot of fun things, and pretty standard Calm Mind Tapu Fini. So, like I said, really excited to try this team out, have some fun with it, and yeah, with that, let's just hop into the first game. All right, battle number 1. This is an interesting team. It is a Whimsicott Inteleon with Dragapult, Comfey, Indeedee, and Galarian Zapdos. So, a big part of me actually really likes Weezing with Regieleki, which I think is a pretty risky play, because what my main goal is to stop the Whimsicott from setting up too much. And then Regigigas and Tapu Fini, right? The question though is, Inteleon is normally soak, so I'm trying to figure out what you would soak. Is it worth doing Weezing Aleki though? I think that's generally pretty safe. My plan is because then we'll get rid of Clear Body. So what I'm thinking is we can try and Electro Web turn 1 with Protect on Weezing, and then we can Volt Switch out into Regigigas, which is a little bit risky because of the fact that they very well could knock out Weezing by doubling up into it. Okay, so we're gonna see Indeedee and Galarian Zapdos. So this is actually pretty good because they're not going to get the terrain, and more importantly, Zapdos, they can't get Defiant, so we can protect pretty safely and go for an Electro Web. That way we don't really have to worry about Indeedee. And I think Galarian Zapdos isn't super bulky, so I can't see it really living to Electro Webs. They are going to max, which I think is a really smart choice. And what I'm thinking is, if we can do enough damage off the bat, we can basically have Tapu Fini potentially max, which is unfortunate because we're not really using Regigigas, but I think getting the speed control is important to stop them from going too wild in the early game. And now we're really taking advantage of the fact that Zapdos doesn't have access to Defiant, and they don't have access to the terrain. So we're reducing the damage being done by Indeedee. We do get a pretty decent amount of damage onto the Zapdos. If they max Quake and take out Regigigas, that's... Okay, so that's actually... If that goes into Alecki, that's a pretty good spot to be in. Because of the fact that... what am I saying? Because of the fact that Weezing is slower than Gigas, what we can do is we can bring out Gigas, we can max Gigas, we can we can strike into the Indeedee, and we can Will-O-Wisp into Zapdos. I think, right? What do they have in the back? They have yeah, I feel like if we can max strike, this should... I can't see the Indeedee living. And so what I'm hoping is we can pick up the knockout onto their Indeedee and burn the Zapdos to pretty much cripple it. And then we can easily just go for a protect with the Weezing the subsequent turn. One thing that is interesting is max speed on Weezing, where I feel like it has so much bulk. Or what am I trying to say? Max speed has always been a weird thing to me, where I was like, why not make it bulkier so it can survive hits? But I guess the idea is you're using your speed to be faster than things to pick up some KOs. So now is the question of, do we connect with this Will-O-Wisp? We do. So that's a really big deal, because now this Zapdos is pretty crippled. Yeah, we're going to see the Knuckle. I don't expect it to do too much. Yeah, barely picking up any damage as a result of the fact that we are able just to burn it. So I'm honestly not super worried about it hanging around for one more turn. I think the question is, okay, so they're going to bring out Comfey, which, oh, Shiny Comfey looks so good. I really want to double up into Comfey. I do not want Comfey sticking around. If they ally switch, which they're going to, I think that is the right play, but we are going to strike into it, because I don't know. I am very, 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 very afraid of Comfey in general. And the fact that, okay, so we do pick up the knockout, which is really big, because this means that... Do we not pick up the knockout? Oh, wow. I was going to say we pick up the knockout, which is great, because then we can get the target into Comfey, but we don't pick it up. So I'm trying to think what they have in the back. Probably Inteleon. Oh, they have Dragapult. So this is fine, because we do have Ice Punch, and we have Tapu Fini in the back. So we're in a really good position overall. I want to protect Weezing, and I'm just going to go for a Hailstorm onto Dragapult. They could go for an ally switch, but what I'm thinking is that should hopefully do enough. Okay, so they are going to ally switch. If we can pick up a knockout onto the Comfey, I'm not really worried about the Dragapult. I think it's fine that they're going to go for the Phantom Force. We know that that's going to hit into Weezing. And what that means is... Can you ally switch with... Oh, wow, that didn't... So that doesn't pick up the knockout onto Comfey, but... This is now a weird question of... Will Weezing... Oh, yeah, that Comfey just lives. Because now what's going to happen? If Weezing lives... I say we Will-O-Wisp this slot and Ice Punch Dragapult. Because Comfey... This is actually a little tricky. Okay, so Weezing lives, which is great. We're going to be able to get the slow start. Ice Punch easily picks up the knockout onto Dragapult, and I'm pretty sure did we Sludge Bomb with Oh, we will we will-o-wisp. Great. Yeah, and so it can try and recover, but even then, they don't have the priority draining kiss, and we can, yeah, and they targeted Gigas too. So even though they recover, we have access to Sludge Bomb, and we have access to Giga Impact or Ice Punch and just enough stuff, and it's taking hail and burn damage. So even if I choose just to protect, which I very well could do, out of my love for Shiny Comfey, I am going to protect because I don't want to deliver the finishing blow. Yeah, great, nice. Glad we were able to pull this off. I love, I love not so much Regigigas, but I love Weezing. I think Weezing allows for such cool strategies because there are so many Pokemon that are really dependent on their abilities, and once you take that away from them, there's not really too much that they can do, and you get some really cool pivots with it that you don't really see every day, where like I was able to reduce the speed of the Zapdos without having to worry about it getting a Defiant boost, which really was able to cripple its damage output, or the fact that like Indeedee isn't stopping priority, which wasn't really a big deal, but it meant it couldn't go for expanding force. So yeah, I think Weezing, honestly, one of my favorite Pokemon. Regigigas is a really cool thing too, and yeah, good first game, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, game number 2. We are looking at a Landorus, Incineroar, Regieleki, Tapu Bulu, Glastrier, and a Dusclops. So their only answer into Regigigas Weezing is going to be that Glastrier, right? Yeah, because we have high horsepower for Aleki, we have Ice Punch for Landorus, we similarly have high horsepower for Incineroar, which does not get the Fake Out. Bulu, we have Ice Punch. So I think Weezing Gigas is the best option. What they would have to do is they would have to Fake Out into Weezing and then have Dusclops. So it'd have to be instant Dusclops. I think actually I could do Gigas or no. Let's bring Rotom. I think it's too valuable to not have, and then Tapu Fini? No, because they have Bulu. Urshifu's not the best. I'm going to go with Fini as the last one. I think it's a little bit risky. I think this game is really going to depend on what my opponent's lead is, but yeah, Incineroar, Incin with Dusclops, I can't beat that because you can fake out Weezing and Dusclops just Trick Rooms. Interesting. Okay, so they are gonna... Okay, so they have Dusclops Aleki, which says to me you are going to Helping Hand with Clops and go for an attack, a Max Lightning of some sorts, onto Gigas. It also could be bait. That's the thing. It could very easily be bait for Trick Room. I could... Actually, we're going to make a super risky play. We're going to go for this. Okay, so they are not maxing Aleki, which tells me what? You're going to Thunderbolt into... You could Thunderbolt into Gigas. You also could... Oh, you could Volt Switch. That's smart. You could Volt Switch into Landorus to waste a turn of my max. We're going to see... We do see the Helping Hand. It could be Explosion. Yep, it is Volt Switch. We're going to see that. So they're going to probably go back into Landorus to make it so I cannot... What's it called? I cannot get the Max Quake. Yep, we do see the Landorus. Yep, good call on them. We are going to be able to taunt into the Dusclops, though, which is nice, because now they cannot set up any more Helping Hands or Trick Room. I think we protect Weezing this turn, and now we Hailstorm the Landorus, because they don't have a safe switch in. Dusclops cannot go for Will-O-Wisp, which is also really big. So we're setting up a position where Dusclops is pretty much irrelevant. I don't have good damage onto it, unfortunately. I don't have Urshifu, which I think makes things a little bit tricky. We do have Nasty Plot on Rotom, which I think is going to end up being what we have to go for, because there is the Citrus Berry. We do get the Protect off. Interesting that they didn't max or switch out. Are they... Okay, so we do get the knockout on Landorus, and I think... Oh, that actually is a really smart play. Because now what happens is I can't... I not necessarily can't. Protecting Weezing will be not guaranteed, and my Sash is broken. So you can bring out something like Regigigas and try and knock me out that way. Yeah, because you have Aleki and... Yep, you have... Very smart. So Aleki can go for an attack into me. So I actually have to double protect. I have to go for a double protect and a max Quake into the Aleki. I think that's... Yeah. This is a really crucial turn. They're going to withdraw Dusclops, so we get to see what their fourth is, which is Tapu Bulu. So... Okay, so they're going to max... Ooh, they're going to max Aleki too, which is super, super smart. Because now, even if I get the Protect, I still will take damage. But we do have the advantage that... what is it called? If we get the Protect, we should live, and then pick up the Knockout. Oh! Okay, so we're... Now I want to fail this Protect. Okay, we failed. That's great. Because now, now, what am I saying? What is Tapu Bulu's speed? Tapu Bulu. Something you don't see every day. Tapu Bulu, I don't care that it's on a moon. Come on, Serby, just show me what the speed is. Tapu Bulu's 75. Weezing... God, I need to learn this so I'm not just Googling during games. Speed 60. Oh, yeah, wait, it doesn't matter. We are going to protect Weezing, and we are going to high horsepower into Aleki. Because with Aleki gone... Okay, so they're going to switch out Bulu, which is great, because I didn't even target into it. They're going to bring out Dusclops. Dusclops is a little bit tricky for this team. Because we failed the Protect last turn, we are guaranteed to get it now. We do get the Lightning. Oh, Regigigas. Very smart. That was... Okay, that was a really good play on their part. Okay, so... They have one turn of max left, but they can go for a Helping Hand, which is scary. They have Helping Hand with Dusclops, so I probably want to go Rotom. Yeah, that... If I get this wrong... I want to assume you're going to hit into Rotom, right? No, I feel like you're going to hit into Weezing. Do I go for the... This is a really aggressive read. That's really bad. Okay. You are going to, max Lightning into Weezing. Makes sense. Oh, that's so bad. That's really bad. Because now, overheat is going to do very, very, very little onto this Dusclops. Because now you can just helping hand. You can helping hand Max Lightning and you're fine, or not Max Lightning, Thunderbolt. So what? I feel like the protected Nafini is so obvious. I almost just don't want to go for it. Because I feel like they're going to just attack into Rotom, and I have to play aggressively. If I want any chance of winning this, I have to play aggressive. So I'm going to go for the Muddy Water, and I'm going to protect... I'm going to protect the Rotom. We see the Helping Hand. Yeah. This is a really aggressive play, though. I want it to pay off, but I think... Okay, so we're in good shape. I was right. They were going to target into the Rotom. We double connect with the Muddy Water. How much is it going to do? Accuracy drop. Come on, Regigigas. Muddy... So what is good here is we saw rising voltage on Alecki with the terrain up, with not electric terrain up, which indicates that they might not have Thunderbolt, which is possible. I know that people that like to max their Alecki don't tend to go with it. So we are going to see another Helping Hand. I'm guessing it's going to be on Tafini, though. Rising voltage. The Rotom does make a lot more sense, though, because of the fact that Tapu Bulu can't really deal into Rotom that well, but it deals into Tapu Fini a lot better. So we can Nasty Plot back to neutral. We know that the Dusclops has... What's it called? It has Ally Switch. So that is definitely something to be worried about. So the question is... What? We can... I honestly think it's worth protecting Rotom and just going for another Muddy Water, expecting Tapu Bulu to try and take out Rotom. Right? I need the spread. And I can't afford to get the Ally Switch called wrong. So I'm going to go for this and a Protect. I think it is risky. I need Fini to outspeed Bulu. Okay, so we do see the Ally Switch. I was right. Is Tapu Fini going to be faster? Crap. That's... that's bad. Yeah, because now it's this mind game of, are you going to Ally Switch? I'm going to say no Ally Switch. Okay, so we see the Helping Hand. Is Rotom faster? They get the Horn Leech off. It's 1/4. We do live, which is great. We called it right. We connect. Does it pick up the knockout? Oh. It has a Focus Sash. Oh. And Horn Leech is 100% accurate. Dang. That hurt. Why would... That hurts. That hurts a lot. Man. I'm trying to think how I could have played this better. I think this game was close. I think the switch out with Aleki into Landorus was very, very obvious. So I think turn one, I shouldn't have gone for Quake. I should have gone for Strike, because Strike would have guaranteed anything other than the ally switch, which I mean I couldn't have accounted for. I could have actually gone for Ice Punch, but I didn't want to break the sash. So I think if I had just gone for Strike over Quake, that would have been better. Because then, yeah, if I'd gone for Strike, the idea is if we lower Lecky speed and it goes for like a Thunderbolt, we can then... No, we still lose the speed type, but it would have guaranteed the obvious Landorus switch, and that would have let us really utilize our Gigas turns a lot better, because then they would have had to max a Lecky when we were ahead. But yeah, I think they were really able to position themselves well. I felt like, yeah, not protecting Feeney for fear of the ally switch when I called the ally switch really hurt, because if I had just gone for overheat like I thought, which I had nothing to fear, so it was a bad play. I should have protected the Feeney, called the the ally switch, because even if I got it wrong, I would have taken out the Dusclops, and then I could have been in a position where I could have fought back, and then they wouldn't have had Sash, so they would have gone down. But yeah, really, really good game to my opponent. That was super well done. But yeah, let's keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last game of the day. This is an interesting team. So it's Cresselia with Stack Attacka. You have Torkoal, Venusaur, Hatterene, Charizard. So, what? Your Trick Room setter is Cresselia. I like Urshifu a lot in this game. I like Aleki. I think Aleki's good into some of this stuff. I'm honestly tempted to do Weezing Aleki again. Right? If we do Weezing Aleki, we can pivot out into Regigigas really easily. We can lower the speed, because the fear right now is Charizard, because Charizard ties Gigas for speed. And then we can taunt any sort of Trick Room, and then Rotom maybe? Do I want Rotom? Rotom, it tanks hits really well. Feeney doesn't really... Feeney's tempting because of all of the... I'm going to go with Feeney. I would have liked to bring Urshifu for sure. I think Choice Banded Urshifu is just such a strong option, but I think Tapu Fini makes a lot of sense with Torkoal, with Charizard, with it really being my only good answer to Stack Attacka. The fact that we set terrain can help deal with Gmax Hatterene. So we are going to see... Okay, so we see Cresselia and Charizard. So... What? I want to taunt the Cresselia and go for an Electro Web. Yeah, the fear though with this is if you max Wildfire into Weezing, because then you'll bring me down to my Sash and the Wildfire will take it out. So we're not going to see that. We're instead going to see them not max. We do get a critical hit onto the Cresselia. I don't think it makes too much of a difference. But Charizard's probably going to Heat Wave. We do get the taunt off onto Cress, which I think is a really big deal. Mental Herb. Very cool. Oh, wow. Will-O-Wisp on Charizard. So this looks like a support variant, and it looks like... Okay, so they're going to get the Trick Room up. Now what? I still think we try and taunt the Cresselia this turn and Volt Switch. Let's try and Volt Switch the Charizard with the idea that that'll give us a free switch in. given the Trick Room, what I expect something like Tapu Fini to do really well with like a Torkoal. They're gonna connect with Heat Wave. Regigigas does not live, less than ideal, but we do manage to get off the taunt. I want to bring out Tapu Fini because I'm thinking, I think Tapu Fini maxing here is a pretty good option. The big fear, though, is a max overgrowth from the Charizard. But, yeah, I think we protect here. A max Geyser into Charizard. The fear, though, is definitely max overgrowth. And I think if they max overgrowth, we're in actually a really bad spot. Because that might... That might take out Fini. Fini has a ton of bulk. And so I feel pretty good about it. But at the same time, like, it is scary. So let's see. They're going to withdraw Cress. And instead, they're going to bring out Stack Attacka. Okay, so that makes sense. I did expect to see something like Stack. We are going to get the max off. So I expect... Yeah, I don't really expect them to have anything that can deal with Fini. Because we should be able to live something from a max Stack Attacka and take it out with a max Geyser. So I'm hoping we can nuke this Charizard. Let's see. We're going to be able to... You're going to Air Slash, which, yeah, it's going to do next to nothing. We do manage to get the Geyser off. The fear now is what? A Helping Hand from... Helping Hand Cresselia to let Stack Attacka go for a max Rockfall, which will let it live a max Geyser and then be able to get a weakness policy trigger. I do expect Torkoal as well in the back, given what we've seen so far. So, yep, okay, so we do have Torkoal coming out. I think I have to go for a double protect. I have to double protect Weezing, and I'm far more worried about Stack Attacka. So my thought process with this is you're going to try and knock out Weezing with max stack to get abilities to come back, to have the Sun to weaken the Geyser. Right? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. We do still have... Okay, so we're going to see a max, and okay, so it is going to be the Stack Attacka. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, so Stack comes out. Stack should not be able to one-shot Fini, though. Do we get the Protect off? We do get the double Protect. I don't know if we're going to be able to live a hit from Stack Attacka. They're going to go for a Quake. Okay, well, that's actually really smart. Oh, they're Quaking into Fini. That's really interesting. Because they don't get... I thought they'd go for like a Weather... Oh, I guess... I mean, it makes sense. They're going to Earth Power into the Weezing. Let's see how much this does into +1 Stack Attacka. It's going to... Oh, God. Do not that much. And, yeah, there's the weakness policy. I think there should only be one turn of Trick Room left, though. So what I'm thinking is how many turns of Trick Room are left? This is the last turn of Trick Room. Okay, so I know that they're most likely going to just go for... I still have Gigas in the back. Okay, so I need to make sure... I'm going to try and Will-O-Wisp stack, and I'm going to Max Guard, which is super, super risky. But if they... I mean, yeah, I feel like the the protect on Feeny is so obvious. They could very easily just double up into... Okay, so they are gonna go for a hit into Feeny. They're gonna Earth Power, unfortunately, into Weezing. Weezing, yeah, is gonna go down. So that's gonna let the sun come back up. But we do have what is it called? We do have Gigas with Earth Power. So we can try and get some damage off onto the Stakataka. I know it is slow start, but I mean, like, every little bit of damage should matter. And I'm hoping the fact that we can double up into it, I mean, I need to hit will help. Yeah, we still should outspeed. I'm hoping the chip damage with high horsepower should be enough, and then hopefully Muddy Water will do enough to Torkoal where it's not going to be in like super intense eruption range. But yeah, this stack is a little frustrating. I actually could have switched out Weezing into Gigas with the idea that we could switch Weezing back in after Trick Room expired, and I could just burn... Yeah, because then I could have just tried to burn the Stakataka because of the speed, and then gone from there. Interesting. Okay, so they're going to withdraw the Stakataka for Cress, which makes a lot of sense because I just quaked into it. And okay, so we're going to see the Protect, which is fine because now we're burning through Regigigas's slow start turns. And I don't want to say like, oh, there's a guarantee, but I'm expecting the Cress to try and set up again for Stakataka. So I don't want to Giga Impact. I want to high horsepower the Torkoal and Muddy Water? Probably Muddy Water. I'm just trying to get damage. I'm trying to get some accuracy drops as well, because that will play a big role. We're chipping away at the Torkoal, not as much as I would like, but let's see. Accuracy drop on Cress and on Torkoal. So that's actually really good. We do connect with high horsepower, so Torkoal is fairly low as well, to the point where Eruption... Oh, okay, great. So, super good position, because now they can't even Will-O-Wisp because of the... what is it called? Because of the terrain. I think we are safe to just go for a high horsepower and a Muddy Water again. Because even if they protect, like, they are wasting Regigigas' slow start turns. And one thing I think people fear is like, oh, Regigigas is useless without Weezing, like, slow start. It still has incredible defenses, and it is possible for it to tank a lot of hits. Like, I'm going to have to take probably an Eruption or a Heat Wave. I'm going to take an Earth Power onto Gigas, and 168 down to 82. Like, that did it. It lived with like a sizable amount of HP, and we are going to be able to pick up the knockout onto this Torkoal, and we are going to get another Muddy Water onto this Cresselia. So it is going to be a little bit tricky in the fact that what's it called? That the Stakataka is going to be able to get a helping hand. But, oh, it does have Rock Slide. Okay, so let's look at the stats. There's one turn of Harsh Sunlight left. I'm going to protect. I'm going to double protect, because then we get more damage with Muddy Water. Yeah, so I'm very much expecting it to be a Rock Slide from Stakataka. It could be Earthquake. Earthquake would actually be very, very scary. We're gonna see. Yep, we're gonna see the rock slide. So this turn is actually super critical, because now I need to see how much. If Feeny connects with a Muddy Water without the Sun, Stack Attacker should go down, and we're at full HP. So it is spread damage, so there is that. So yeah, we gotta hope right now. We are gonna see once again the helping hand. This is uninvested Stack Attacker going for a spread rock slide. It's gonna miss. Oh wow, it's a double miss. We do pick up the knockout onto Stack Attacker. While I mean that is really unfortunate for my opponent, I don't think it mattered too much in the end, because I don't see a way in which the Stack Attacker knocks out Tapu Fini without a flinch. And then I think even then it might be 2, because I could just protect the next turn and then wait for the Trick Room. And as we saw, Regigigas has its act together. How many turns of Trick Room are left? There's 1 turn of Trick Room. I'm going to go for a Giga Impact just cuz, and we can Moonblast this Cresselia. So, yeah, that was a really good game, and I think it does highlight how well Stack Attacker does. Not Stack Attacker, how well Regigigas does, because it can get itself together. That video James Beck played against, where it had Body Press, so even if it was finding itself without Weezing, it still had something it could do. I think that's really cool tech, and something that I definitely would like to try at some point. I think it's a really interesting approach and something that has a lot of potential. But yeah, this was fun. I feel like, yeah, today really got me back into kind of the swing of things after feeling really disappointed with things yesterday. So excited for more games with this team, excited for the next couple of videos, and yeah, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.